So YouTube just rolled out a multi-language thumbnail feature, and when you pair it with the auto-dubbing that they've been pushing, the whole creator world is losing its mind. Everyone's telling you to turn this stuff on right away. And I want to explain to you why I'm begging you not to. I've kept the auto-translate switched off on all of my videos here on this channel since they initially rolled it out. And this new feature, this new rollout, it's not changing my mind. But it's making me want to talk about it. Here's the thing, the feature is good, and that's the problem. Good for most creators or some creators, and good for your channel are two completely different situations. And not one of these tutorials that are flooding your feed right now are telling you the difference. So before you flip the switch because some thumbnail or title told you to, just give me a few minutes because there's a specific kind of creator right now where this new feature is actually costing them money and opportunity. And by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly what it is and be sure whether it's you or not. Okay, so let me get you up to speed real fast in case you haven't seen these updates. YouTube has been moving in this direction for a while now, and it just got a little bit more advanced, a little bit more feature-packed. Because auto-dubbing has been around for a long time now. It takes your native language and it dubs your videos into other languages. So for example, my videos are in English, and it would dub it into, let's say, German and Spanish, maybe even Hindi, whatever. So instead of watching me do these in super fast English, somebody who speaks Spanish might see my videos like, sí, tú también hablas español, que da, like something like that. Anyway, the new piece of the puzzle is multi-language thumbnails, which means a viewer in Germany is going to see German text on your thumbnail, a viewer in Japan is going to see Japanese text all on the same video, which, if you ask me, it's super impressive. And YouTube's built it really well, and the auto-dubbing that I just mentioned has gotten very good compared to where it was when it first rolled out. And for the right person, it might be a total unlock. I'm not here to tell you that the feature is stupid. It is not stupid. But look at how everybody's reacting. Every single video about this is a tutorial. Here's how to turn it on. Here's the settings. Click here, done. Everything's going to be good. Nobody's asking the only question that actually matters. Not how do you turn it on, but should you turn it on? Because there's some of you that'll make way more money with this. And there's a whole lot of you that'll make less money, lose opportunities, and have your channel shrinking because of it. And I'm going to show you which bucket you land in, because YouTube sure as hell's not going to do it. Now, here's what nobody's talking about, and once you understand my perspective on it, yours might change as well. See, expansion and growth are not the same thing at all. And this feature is built to just hand you more expansion, when the majority of you watching this right now need growth. Let me step outside of the YouTube world to explain this a little bit better. If you look at In-N-Out Burger, one of the most profitable, most obsessed over burger chains in the country, side note, I think it's totally overrated, but my opinion does not change the fact that people will drive a long way and wait a long time to get their hands on these things, right? And for most of its life, you couldn't even get a burger from In-N-Out except for like, I think 4 or 5 states. They could have gone national like decades ago. They've had the hype behind them. They had every chance, all the money in the world. They didn't. They'd rather be the best burger in like 5 states than an okay burger in all 50. And that's the part most creators have completely backwards. They think the goal is just more subscribers, more views. It doesn't matter who it is. Look at my YouTube studio. Now let me bring it back to the channel for a second, because a view that comes in from somebody who would never become your customer isn't actually serving you. It's not growing your business. It's just an expansion number that feels like progress. It's an illusion. Looks great in your analytics, but it does nothing for your bank account. But YouTube is known for that. How many of you guys are wasting your life away posting shorts and spending no time on long-form content, all because shorts were easier? And when you log in, you see numbers and nothing else. And if you think that's a little abrasive, just wait, because the next part is the one that most creators don't want to hear. There are 3 specific ways that this feature can work against you, and it get harder to argue with as we go, so buckle up. Okay, so the first one is a simple one. A view is only worth something if the viewer can act on what it is you have to offer. For example, I have all my programs, my coaching for entrepreneurs in English. I charge in USD. Everything I deliver, in fact, is in English. So if I switch on the auto-translate and somebody who doesn't speak a word of English is now enjoying my content through the dub, cool, totally great for my ego, but it's a dead end for my business. They are never going to become my client. And I'm not at 41 years old about to learn 3 or 4 new languages to try to increase my business. And before you say, well, you could just have all of your stuff auto-dubbed, I'm very hands-on with what I do. That's why I keep the auto-translate off on my channel. And if that was the only cost, I'd say, you know what, not a big deal, make your own decision. But that's the smallest of the 3. So stay with me here. All right, so for the second one, I need to be very careful with how I explain this, but you guys know I don't hold anything back, and it's something that we need to bring up, especially if you're trying to use YouTube to grow and scale a business. This one's all about the finances, not the people. I need to be very clear about that. See, a whole lot of the translated reach comes from places where the math just doesn't work for many businesses. If your offer might be $2,000, and $2,000 is like a serious piece of what somebody is earning over the course of a year, they're not buying whatever you're offering. Nothing wrong with them, obviously, but the numbers just don't line up, and they never were going to. Somebody could love every single video that you put out. They could be supportive, and we love those people, but they were never going to become a customer. So a pile of views from places that can't pay your price is not an asset. It's a number that makes you feel good. And feeling good is fine, don't get me wrong, until it starts costing you real money, which is exactly what the third one is all about. Now, with that being said, there's a reason that I brought that in second to lead into this third one. And this is the one that should get your attention regardless of what niche you're making content in, because I'm talking about sponsorships. Here's what nobody tells you. Your media kit, the thing that you send out to sponsors or reply to sponsors with, is a demographic breakdown of who's watching your content. When a brand decides whether or not to pay you and how much to pay you, they're looking hard at where your audience lives and what their buying intention is, their buying power. They're paying to reach buyers, not just to get views. And I feel like I need to add a little bit of context here. Over the years, I've made over $300,000 from sponsors. I've worked with big brands like Dell, Atom Audio, Call of Duty, Taco Bell. I've worked with a lot of really cool brands over the years. And so this is where it's coming from. It's coming from lived experience. I want you to picture something. You turn on the translation. You don't listen to a word I say in this video. It works. You're getting more views. And now 60 or 70% of your total viewers are coming from low buying power countries that can't actually purchase whatever the sponsor sells. You just stripped away all that leverage that you fought so hard to build in your channel. You're getting lower CPMs, meaning lower AdSense. You're getting passed over entirely for US targeted ads that actually pay. Those are the ones that make the most money. And you could damage your own sponsorship value based on just trying to chase bigger numbers. And here's the funny thing. YouTube's own pilot data from rolling all of this stuff out said that 25% of watch time came from non-primary language viewers. So a lot of these fear-mongering YouTube gurus are going to see every new feature and be like, use it, do it. Oh, this sucks. You're going to, your channel's going to get deleted. And I see these things and I just ask, is this worth putting my audience through? Do I want a quarter of my audience to now be people who can't buy from me and make me less attractive to sponsors? What's the trade-off here? Same exact stat. I look at it in a way where I'm using YouTube to build a brand and a business. I'm not using YouTube to be an indentured servant to AdSense revenue. And that right there is the difference between being a content creator and a cash creator who actually owns a business. And speaking of which, I'm actually running a free masterclass in the next few days where I'm breaking down the exact system that I've used to build 3 7-figure businesses with YouTube, and the same one that I run with all of my $50,000 clients to help them scale their brand, scale their business using YouTube to bring in leads on autopilot completely organically. So if you'd rather use YouTube as a tool than be a puppet to chasing AdSense pennies, the link is in the description. It's free, and you'll get more out of these 90 minutes than you're going to get with most paid courses. So with that being said, I hope to see you there. Anyway, I feel like I owe you the other side of all of this, right? There are people out there that should absolutely turn this feature on, and I want to be fair about who they are. I told you that I wasn't here to call this feature stupid, and I meant that. So let me be straight about who should actually turn this on, because there are some of you that could benefit from this. So if you run an e-commerce or a physical product that you actually ship and you can fulfill across borders, turn it on. Now, if you're purely an entertainment channel or you're just playing the ad revenue game and you don't actually have anything to sell of your own, then go ahead and turn it on. For you, more views is literally your business. Just be careful of the CPM issue that I brought up a little bit earlier. So go ahead and try to get all the views in the world that might serve you well. And if you've actually translated your product, like I said that I probably wouldn't do myself, if you translated your fulfillment, your support, all of that stuff, and you put in the work, go ahead and get those views, 100%. Look, I'm not against any of these features. I just want you guys to be able to look at both sides of your options and then make an educated decision. And I want you to be honest with me for a second, because I love to know who's watching my videos, especially if you made it this far in the video. Let me know in the comments right now what your niche is, and tell me one thing. What are you using YouTube for? Growing a business, or are you just chasing views? Doing something that is financially rewarding, or just a hobby and a creative outlet? No wrong answers here. This entire video was all about a bigger pattern that I'm seeing, and it's every time that YouTube ships a new feature, the creator world overhypes the shit out of it, and they stampede into switching everything from what you were doing to using these new tools without asking whether or not it actually serves what you're building. They did the shorts. They do that with the algorithm changes. They do that right now with this. And I'm going to be doing a video soon about the demonetization and deletion of, it's insane how they're only talking about one side of it. So I want you guys to be able to turn the feature on if it serves your business. Leave it if it doesn't. But for the love of God, decide on purpose. Now, if you want to take your channel to the next level, I invite you to watch this video next. If you haven't yet, hit that little subscribe button to join the channel family here. Let me know what out of this video was the most impactful for you, what you'd like me to help you with in future videos. And until next time, I appreciate you watching.